Make yourself comfortable and grab a cup of coffee. Enjoy with us.
Are you ready for change and open to the future? Join us. Become a professional now.
Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something that feels straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's happening right now in an industry you probably don't think about every day. We're talking about industrial floor grinding. I mean, this is the literal foundation of our world, right? Historically, this has been incredibly grueling, backbreaking, and just overwhelmingly dusty work. But today, that brute physical force is being completely replaced by artificial intelligence and robotics. It's a massive transformation.
Okay, let's dive into this. The global construction industry is staring down a pretty severe crisis right now, and that is a vanishing manual labor force. You see, the physical toll of traditional concrete grinding is just extreme. You're pushing heavy machinery, you're absorbing intense vibrations all day, you're breathing in dust. Because of that, fewer and fewer people are willing or even able to do this kind of work anymore. So the big question isn't just how do we make the work easier, it's really how do we get the job done at all when there's literally no one left to push the machines?
Well, the answer to that question lies right here with a pretty powerful statistic, 40%. Thanks to industry-first automation from leaders like Fuji and Xingyi and HTG, that's high-tech grinding, contractors can drastically slash their labor costs on large projects by up to 40%. By swapping out those old manual push systems for intelligent self-driven tech, companies are suddenly realizing they can get significantly more done with a fraction of the crew.
Section 1. Rise of the robotic titans, the AT-8, the AT-10, and the Tank 1580 AT.
Now, what's really interesting here is that we're entering a totally new era with these self-propelled, AI-driven leviathans. Take the massive Tank 1500, for example. These machines represent a fundamental shift. We're moving away from manual labor and into intelligent supervision. One single operator can now do the work of three. And instead of relying on human weight or just a big heavy block of iron to grind the floor, these use advanced 3D robotic arms. Those arms actually adjust automatically in real time to maintain a perfectly consistent grinding pressure, completely adapting for any undulations on the floor. It takes human fatigue totally out of the equation.
And you know, it gets even smarter. Industry pros are literally calling this technology the GPS of concrete grinding. Models like the 700 SP use AI-powered path optimization along with smart terrain mapping, like LIDAR, to navigate the space. In fact, the source material actually describes watching these machines work as digital poetry. Once you place the machine on the floor, the AI and laser scanners completely take over. They continuously adjust the pressure, navigate the room, and achieve these flawless results with absolutely zero physical human interference.
Moving on to Section 2, let's look under the hood at the AI, LIDAR, and gear tech making this possible.
Because here's the thing, you can't just slap cutting-edge AI on top of outdated mechanics. It doesn't work. We really need to understand the mechanical advantage driving these robots. Traditional belt-driven systems rely on friction, which means they slip, they lose torque, and they inevitably break down in high-dust environments. Well, Xingyi and HTG throw that entire concept out the window. They use direct gear mesh. And this brilliantly illustrates their unique casting technology, where steel transmission parts are seamlessly embedded directly into high-grade aluminum. There are no connectors to rattle loose, absolutely zero slippage, and you get a perfectly consistent rotational speed. That's exactly how you get those incredibly flat finishes.
But obviously, all that power needs serious control. On machines like the 820RC, there's a LIDAR collision avoidance system that provides 360-degree obstacle detection. If it detects a human presence, it will completely halt this massive grinder within 0.5 seconds, half a second. It's so advanced that operators can basically just stand back, maybe sip a cup of coffee, and casually supervise a multi-ton robot as it weaves perfectly around concrete pillars entirely on its own.
Section 3. The human element, and specifically the floor mart training base.
So what actually happens to the human worker in all this? Well, over at the FloorMart Construction Robot Training Base, which is this amazing global epicenter co-developed by FloorMart and Fuji and Xingyi that recently hosted pros from over 30 countries, operators are learning that they don't have to rely on brute strength anymore. They are literally transitioning from physical laborers into technical managers. They get hands-on training, programming the AT-8, the AT-10, and those Tank 1580 AT units. Plus, they learn how to integrate them with advanced measurement systems like LevelEye and ScanFlat. It completely elevates the job from grueling labor to highly technical digital management.
But as we know, innovation really means nothing without safety, especially on a chaotic construction site. That is exactly why the FloorMart base spearheaded the GFT, the Global Flooring Technical Alliance. This initiative brings together experts from all over the world to standardize really rigorous safety norms specifically for autonomous grinding robots. They're there to ensure that these robotic titans can operate flawlessly and safely in brutal, totally unpredictable construction environments.
Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds a global standard through patents and proof. When you are basically inventing the future of an industry, you absolutely have to protect and validate it. Xingyi and HTG back up these massive technological leaps with over 400 design and invention patents. 400! They invest heavily in R&D, pouring about 6% of their revenue into it every single year. And this massive intellectual property portfolio means that their unique 3D robotic arms, those steel-embedded aluminum gearboxes we talked about, and their AI control systems are fiercely protected. It makes it virtually impossible for competitors to replicate.
And this isn't just marketing hype, folks. They are ISO 56005 certified. That is an elite international standard specifically for innovation and intellectual property management. So the crucial point here is that it proves their entire ecosystem of smart, sustainable products isn't just a collection of cool ideas. It's built on rigorous, verifiable, world-class engineering and management standards.
Section 5. The payoff. Eliminating contractor risks.
Let's bring this all home. What does this actually mean for your bottom line? Really, it comes down to total risk elimination. Traditional contractors deal with absolute nightmares: OSHA-violating silica dust, unpredictable tool wear, huge project delays. But the synergy of Xingyi's gear-driven robots and Floormart's training ecosystem completely neutralizes those issues. Dust compliance? Their integrated HEPA ports reduce silica exposure to less than 0.5 micrograms per cubic meter. That is way, way below the OSHA limit of 25. And what about project delays? Well, the AI path optimization on machines like the 700 SP actually cuts overlapping passes by 90%. So you neutralize the health hazards, you eliminate the maintenance nightmares, and you drastically cut your costs.
Which leaves us with this final thought. We've seen how the backbreaking work of the past has evolved into the digital poetry of today. With severe labor shortages crippling traditional methods, this kind of automation isn't just a luxury anymore, is it? It's literally survival. So if a single operator managing an autonomous robotic titan can do the work of 3 flawlessly and safely, when the robots do the grinding, how fast can your business grow? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and keep learning.
Don't waste your time. Life is too short. Start. Use Nexus today.